Son, where'd you find this?
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
The flow insane, take my spot, so the range. Shoot my shot with perfect aim. 3rd degree, that perfect flame. Ain't no sleep, that's the game. Oh, so southern, that's the slang. When they see me, that's the main. Chasing checks and fly like planes. Big old stick, I bought a cane. Flick my wrist and bought the ring. I'm so boss, we're not the same. Paid the cost and kept the change. Now I'm walking Hall of Fame. And I reside in the cloud. Grand wishes with these bitches. Taking pictures with the crowd, and I'm out.
Oh, yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Peace, blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Happy Tuesday. Much love to everybody that is in the building. I hope you staying warm. I hope you made it to your respective locations peacefully. You staying hydrated. Shout outs to my poets, writers, content creators, all that in between. Meantime, over here, I get my flowers out. I got my brother in the building. We got a lot to unpack here. And I know if you are watching right now, it's because you heard the verdict. You've been a part of the conversations where we're about to have another one. All right. But I got to be completely clear. This ain't going to be like every perspective that you've seen on TikTok, on Facebook, on Twitch, wherever you've been watching this from. Everybody has been sharing their take on it. We're going to get down to the get down on this one, man. A lot of different opinions. To be honest with you, with so many different clips that I could pull from, we got a lot to unpack. And I thought this was so poetic that it went the way that it went, given that right before we decided to have this conversation, I just thought, okay, this brother has a good chance at getting off. He was going to go home. That's not what we got here. And a lot of folks are divided. There are people who are saying he got exactly what he deserved. There are people that are saying he got screwed, that this was unfair and unjust. So we're going to talk. I got one clip on the play. That's just because of how this was all set up for me. I'm waiting for my brother to get his camera turned on and get mic'd up so I can bring him on. But what I want to do, I want to play this clip from Charleston White. Y'all might not be familiar with this, but we've had a conversation about this before. When it initially happened, it was a big blowout. We were so like divided on it. Was he being bullied? Was he forcefully in a situation where he had no choice but to defend himself? Was he right for using the weapon? Was it too much force? Was this justified? Oh, it's so much. It's so much. This got so nasty. And then, like, we forget that Rick Child just got off with murder after gunning down that 14-year-old at that store. Everybody's pissed off about that. It's turned into, well, Black people need to stop supporting this group of people. Oh, it's nasty. It's nasty work. It's nasty work. But we got a lot to unpack here, man. Let me bring this up on the big screen real quick while he gets situated, because I can tell we're gonna go back and forth on this. Let me know if y'all agree or disagree with anything. If you heard anything different, what's your thoughts on the case? Was he innocent? Was he guilty? Was he defending himself? Honestly, nobody really won in this situation as far as I'm concerned. The Metcalf family lost. The Anthony family lost. Society is continuously taking L's as far as I'm concerned with this stuff. We're going to unpack it. Let me bring this up here real quick. So I'm going to let my man here get his balls off real quick. And we're going to get this ball rolling. Hold up. Hold on. Let me see something. I see you just mic'd and cammed up. I'm going to bring you up here. The show arrived. What's up?
What's good, man?
Look,
The only thing I can say once again is on, right? It's on.
definitely. Look, man, I ain't going to stall out. I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. I'm going to let you start us off with your initial thoughts on the verdict.
It ain't gonna be long, is it?
Have patience. You have patience.
I'm just saying that last one was a bit much.
Well, we not here to rush through nothing. I don't rush through nothing. So just enjoy the ride, because yeah, we gotta peel some layers back.
Yeah, we got a lot to peel back. Let's roll.
So let me just say this, since I said that. I want to take the time to apologize to Karmelo Anthony's family. Man, I was all the way wrong about that kid. I was all the way wrong about that kid, homie.
Yeah, he was just indicted.
I was all the way wrong about that kid. I met with his father. I've been meeting with his father regularly. I had the opportunity to talk, piece him up. He go beat these charges. I was under the impression that he brought a knife to school. So I'm taking a knife to school. Fuck him. He didn't take a knife to school. He didn't even know these two white boys. These two white boys just came over there with him because he was with another kid that knew those white boys. So he a new black kid who these big old white boys, big white boys. He a small frame kid. One of the white boys was on that side. One of the white boys was on that side. So either way go, they had him blocked in. And these some big white boys. These are some big, violent, aggressive white boys who got guns. And not only that, the one he killed whooped their daddy. See, the daddy come into the picture playing like he been around. The daddy ain't been around. We would think the black dad ain't around. The white dad ain't around. The mother don't even identify the daddy as the husband. So he must have been an abusive father. He ain't even been in their life. So he just come and get in the light. He just come and get in the light. So he a low down dirty cracker. His sons are bullies. They bullying on the kid. No. because he black. Get from up under the tent. Man, y'all tripping. I ain't going nowhere. And they got a reputation of beating up people. The one he had to stab, he broke his daddy's ligaments. Big old strong cracker. He should have killed both of them. He should have killed both them Peckerwoods with a that's minding his motherfucking business, that don't bring harm to nobody. This kid ain't a bad kid. These bully white boys just fuck with the black baby. So now they trying to make it about race. No, it ain't about race. Justice was served when he killed that cracker. Self-defense. And the reason I say that is anybody can go see the video. Why do you think the media outlets ain't promoting to go see this video? You can go up to the school to see it. And if you go up to the school and see it, we all to see this kid will be found not guilty. But because it's in an all-white town in Crackerville, and they done made it about race, whoever Sarah Fields is, Sarah Fields, you a rotten motherfucker. And if I just had some time, I would put an army behind this family, but I ain't got time. It's supposed to be an army because Sarah Fields and the father and somebody who works for the court have been releasing Karmelo Anthony's family information to Sarah Fields. She's been putting it online, and the white folk been going, so they've been having to move. All those lies made up, homie, they can't even get the GoFundMe money. So they hadn't even got, they can't even touch the Go. So they just trying to smear campaign, but that's what the cracker do. Boy, I wish I can go back to when I was saying the type of shit. Boy, I wish they could have caught me 3 years ago when I was really on my let's go against the cracker shit. But homie, I wish I ain't got that spirit no more. So I'm saying, why black people ain't rallying around this family as they tried to rally around in the beginning? They are threatening this family. Homie, they keep having to move.
But how do you don't just lose the spirit, bro? It's either you got it or you don't.
No, you do lose it. You do lose it.
All right, man. That's just one of 1,000 different clips I done seen out on social media. This granted was a couple days before I saw what I saw today, live stream and clips and everything like that, man. So go ahead, man. Start us off. Pull up, my bad.
Yeah, man. So Charleston White, and that's somebody I'm familiar with. Charleston White had a lot of takes on different topics, different stories. And like I said before, sometimes he on point and sometimes he off the chain, off the wall with it. But still, for the most part, you can relate. The first thing I'm gonna say on this matter here, because we talking about the verdict that just went down today. This verdict went down today, people. And first thing, we're gonna clear it up real quick. I'm gonna stand on me on my behalf being wrong with the information given out about this case in our first stream that we did on this. I'm gonna stand on my information. Was wrong when I said that Karmelo and Mr. Metcalf, Austin Metcalf, had already had prior engagements, prior incidences for him to bring that to school like that. So that was false. I want to clear that up. That's not what happened. There was a lot of stuff said that was false. And we're coming here today with some more facts. We're gonna be a little bit more factual on this whole stream, and basically, to clear that up, these two did not know each other. They didn't go to the same school. It was just an incident, man, that got out of hand. It got out of hand real fast. I will say, looking back on it, because I remember you mentioned something about, well, he shouldn't have been under that tent. He shouldn't have been under there. He was under the wrong tent. And I said, it's a free damn country, which it is a free country. You can be wherever the hell you want to be at. Just like he approached them, he didn't have to do that. I'm gonna say that. He didn't have to approach him. He did it. Why? Because he felt like he had the advantage to remove him from under that tent. It was coaches there. Where was the coaches at? Why couldn't you go get somebody of a straight up adult to see if he was supposed to be under that tent or not? Why couldn't you do it that way? And then it was raining. We coming with a little more facts today. It's gonna be some facts said on this stream tonight. And it was raining when this went down. And when it's raining, you know, who want to be out there in the rain when you're getting rained on like that? You know what I'm saying? So let's start here. Let's go to why he was under the tent, because the issue is he shouldn't have been under the tent. So this is why he was under the tent, for people that want to hear it. Karmelo Anthony was under that tent because he was invited. He knew somebody that the Metcalfs knew. They knew each other, and he told him he can come up under that tent. And that's the only reason why he was there. And of course it was raining. That's why he was there. Now, the issue came in and they didn't recognize, they didn't know who he was. So that's where the altercation kind of came in. Why is this guy under the tent and he not with us, or he not with the team, or whatever, however they looked at it, like he's an outsider, you know. So they felt like they had to do something about that. Now, Austin is the one who lost his life. He the one who lost his life. And we're gonna put some light on his twin brother, Hunter. We're gonna put some light on him in this stream. Because out of all these people, all these kids, Hunter, is the real deal. He the ones, he know the motives of how this even happened, because that's his twin brother. He was the one there when it kind of went down for him, and he you can see it. He it could have been prevented. I'm gonna say that it could have been prevented. It should have been prevented, but it escalated real fast, and we are here with the results today. That's where we at today. You got it.
Pull up a clip from that stream that we did where I said he shouldn't have been under there. That's for one. Secondly, there's a couple things that we got to address here. One, what is this actually about? Well, most of the conversation is, was this self-defense or was this cold and calculated? Was this intentional? One of the things that actually bothers me a lot about this is the fact that just within a couple hours, I'm seeing other clips. And in these other clips, the Metcalf father has and I don't know if I should be saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway. The father is taking pictures with the judge. He's taking pictures with the judge and the DA. The very judge and DA that is assigned to this trial. They're very close. So you have this, and then you have a lot of different version of the story. And what it come down to is, was Karmelo in a situation where he had no choice but to use extreme force to protect himself? Or did he go into this intentionally to do what he did with that weapon that he had? So between having a blurry video, Charleston White says it's not. He says it's pretty clear. In other conversations that I'm seeing on social media, people are saying, well, the video only shows you just enough to where you can kind of define the article of clothing in which both are wearing, but it doesn't give you clear enough clarity to distinguish the interaction between them. The jury is all white. The judge is friends with the father. The stories are inconsistent. There are people who are going on one side saying this happened, and there's others that's obviously going on the other side saying this has happened. This is what I hate about cases like this, right? Because first of all, nobody actually won here. Secondly, if your loved one or an associate of yours is in a situation like this, and you know that they're guilty or they're innocent, if you are sitting in a position where you have the influence and the power to sway the judge, jury, and everybody involved into making a life-altering decision, like, so let's stop playing around. Literally, someone's life has been taken from them. Another person's life is hanging in the balance of the decision of someone that we don't know is going to be 100% unbiased or not. People are so fickle that you can't really tell if this person is going to be honest about what happened or if they're going to manipulate what is going on so that it benefits the side that is wrong or right. That's the issue that I have with it. So for me, the verdict is the verdict. Did it take someone's life? Absolutely. Can I 100% say that it was self-defense? No, I cannot. I can only, just like most of us can only give our perspective on what happened, give our own account in our own experiences of, all right, well, I remember being in these type of situations where it was 1 on 20 people and this, that, and the third. So this is what I did in order to, we can do that. But when you have people who are racist, who are angry, bitter, broken, got trauma, they have friends and they are connected with people based off of finances and social status and things of that nature, the odds of them being righteous and holy and holding a certain level of credibility goes out the fucking window. Period. I'm gonna stop right there. But those are my initial thoughts on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it's a lot to unpack, like you said, with this story. It's a whole lot of layers here. It's a whole lot of way this story can shape up or have shaping up over the time of a year. Um, we talk about bullying. We talked about you know, self-defense here. I mean, what my thing is, if you go back to it and you go back to what happened last year between these two, I'm looking at it like this. That video, if you got a question of video and all that, that mean, to me, that mean it's some underlining going on here. You mentioned, and we mentioned last, that of course they had a all white jury. Come on, that's the setup right there. So now we're gonna go back into it's we're gonna go back into what we was talking about last time with this, man. It's a lot of scenarios. Now, the way the facts is being presented now is that they approached Carmelo. You know, it wasn't one person. It was a couple of them that came over there, you know, and told him to move. Now, of course, he didn't want to move. My thing is once it got physical, you know what I'm saying? Once it got physical, from what they saying, that's when he struck Austin. Now, they making a whole lot of motherfucking noise and they making a whole lot of exaggeration with that stab wound. We got to put some emphasis on what he did to him. Okay, now he hit him. From what it came out to be is that he did it to get him up off him. We all been there. If you getting jumped and you got something, you trying to protect yourself. Mind you, these guys were outweighed Carmelo. They were taller and they had numbers. And when you hear this story, you don't hear nobody from his camp helping him fight these people. Let's put that on the table. This is so people that's listening, this shit was not one-on-one. Let's put that on the table. This wasn't no one-on-one nothing. Now, you had his twin brother Hunter right there. He saw the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But the problem with the whole situation is the outcome. I'm gonna say it again. That outcome changed everything. It's an old saying go, you can lose a battle, but you want to win the war. And that's what we got right here. We might lose a battle, but I want to win the war. I want to get the last laugh. The dad, you heard Charleston, the dad ain't shit. Normally they say the black father not shit, it's the white father. He nothing. He's a deadbeat. You know, they beat his ass for not being there for them out of anger. You see what I'm saying? So if you take that energy and if you taking that same energy and you going towards this kid, you know what I'm saying? We spoke about it last time. They got different backgrounds. They got different backgrounds, bro. And I'm gonna say this about that tent. They the Metcalves, Austin Hunt, they didn't own no damn tent. I mean, yeah, you might have been at the track meet and all of that. You don't own no tent. You don't own shit. You don't own the bleachers, nothing. Your name not on the school, wherever the hell it was at, none of that. You should have got the coach that was there, because they wasn't even present when this went down, to try to solve that. So that's how it became physical and they got into a scuffle. Now, going back to the verdict, you know, it's only went that way because of the outcome. If Austin Metcalf was still alive, right? Will it be the same way? Hell no, it wouldn't. That's what this is about. It's about him losing his life. That's all this is about. They don't see nothing else but that. And it wasn't like he intended to kill him. I'm gonna say that. Because if he really intended to kill Austin, why would he try to back away or or go to the authority. I think he ran into the authorities and told them about what happened and everything like that. That he touched me first and it went the way it went. All that was said. If it was really intentional, he wouldn't even have did that. He would have been still on his ass. He would have had more than one. That's how I look at it. He would have had more than one puncture. So people got to stop making a big deal about that stab because it could have been worse if it was personal. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't know each other. You got it?
Yeah, I heard at least 3 different conversations. And Chef, yeah, I know they are racist as hell out there. I'm hearing people trying to paint this narrative as if this brother threatened to do bodily harm to him because he said, well, I need you to get up, or I need you to go. But this is public property, right? Somebody who is twice as big as you coming up to you and it's multiple people, yeah, I would kind of look at the situation a little differently too. And we've talked about this before. Your twin brother is right there with you. Y'all trying to tell me that he's not going to jump in? You telling me if 2, 4, 5 people pull up to you, they big as hell, and you small frame, your boy who invited you over there, I guess he ain't really worth a damn. He just sitting back. They confronting you like, yeah, you got to go. There's a scenario where people could have walked away from it. I said that before. This has to be dissected deeper because what you're looking at is 2 exceptional athletes. While they both are good in their respective sports, when it comes down to that maturity level, neither one of them were operating appropriately, period. One, because Austin and his entourage, you do not have the right to use intimidation tactics to force someone to do things that you want them to do based off of how you feel or because of the school you're from or because of your ethnic background or whatever credence that you wanted to use in order to pressure someone to do what you want. Karmelo, your ego and your pride was too big period. But I understand you're not about to talk to me like I'm a kid. You're not about to run me off. I don't like bullies. Who really does like bullies? But there are ways that you have to handle situations like this. One thing that we got to take out of this whole situation is, one, we all get a chance to go home to our people. 2, your anger, get it under control. How you handle certain situations with people, you gotta get that under control. You gotta start using your brain more, using your resources more, using your environment more, understanding the conditions, understanding your laws and your rights. If there are multiple people coming at me and I'm 125 and these niggas is 210, 200, 16 pounds, and they standing over me, hovering over me, or in my proximity to the point to where they saying, I'm not going nowhere. Make me. If it's one of them situations where shit, y'all not giving me no other choice, I'm not about to let you beat the shit out of me. And if you are gonna stomp me out and do all this shit, I'm about to make sure that somebody pay for it. I'm sorry.
Bang, bang, bang.
Somebody is absolutely going to feel something work out of this shit. I'll be damned. It's bad enough you niggas as big as hell. We talk about boxing and shit like that all the time. Box in your weight class. Don't people say that shit all the time? Box in your weight class? This ain't no different. Y'all niggas is big as hell picking on little kids. I don't care if they're athletes or not. You know better. And if that's the situation, and it's like 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you, or none of us that are watching this story unfold, none of us are there. We can't put ourselves in their shoes. I'm like this. We've grown up in that type of environment where it's like shit, you looking around, you got to keep a head on the swivel, because these niggas from hoods and all this shit like that, niggas stick together. You got to be going, you know what I'm saying? If I'm like that and y'all like here, yeah, fuck that. You done lost your damn mind. And I feel like what happened here was that situation, bro. I do. I feel like ain't nobody just gonna stab you and shit though. Like, come on, man. And it was once. And I watch a lot of forensic files, first 48, shit like that. When there's crimes of passion and niggas be getting stabbed, they leave 45, 50, 60 stab wounds. When a person really hate the woman or hate the girlfriend or the cheater and shit like that, they stab them niggas 100 times.
That's what make it personal.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have been personal because they didn't know each other. That's the correct information on this one. I said they knew each other. They didn't. So how can it be personal? The only thing I'm saying is what you just described. If a group of dudes come and hover over you and approach you, you know, you got to be thinking different. It wasn't like a one-on-one, like I said. It wasn't like Austin came and said move. It was the presence. It was that presence that changed made this outcome. You know, he came with his brother, so you already got 2 right there. So y'all can do me, and then you got what was it 2 more? I think it was 2 more people that came with them, telling them to move. Like, what's good with that? Did the coach okay that for them to go down there and do that to him? You know, I don't think so. And then I'm gonna say the guy that he was minding his business. He was under the tent with the dude that invited him over there. It was raining, so that's where he was at. He didn't go. It ain't like he went up to Austin and confronted him and stabbed him. It did not happen like that, good people. That's not what happened. And then they wanted to stall on this damn video. That's another red flag with this case. You know, that they stalled on this joint. They should have had the video and everybody should have saw that shit, but they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to show that evidence, the whole thing, because they knew who was the aggressor. They said Karmelo was the aggressor. What made Karmelo the aggressor? Because he stabbed Austin. Is that why he the aggressor? Nah. He came with four guys and approached them and actually got into a physical altercation with them. You know what I mean? So touch me, and you'll find out, is what was said. So basically he's saying that you're not gonna punk me either. You came with that approach to scare me off from under the tent. That was what it was about. That was the whole idea of them coming with numbers. I'm going to scare you from under this tent. I'm going to bully you. I'm going to, intimidate you to leave from under this tent. And like I said the last time, everybody background ain't cut the same. You already know. You just described it. You just described it. Somebody gonna feel this work. It ain't gonna be no freebies off me all day. That's not happening. And let's go back to this weapon. Let's go to the weapon now. Let's break this weapon down. We heard a lot of stories about this damn weapon that he got hit with. But last time I checked, and I still see it to this day. You can, and I know people see it when you see certain people. They have they got a pocket knife on them. That's facts. People walking around with pocket knives. People walking around with registered guns on them, a concealed to carry. They can carry that thing. See it all in stores and everything. So I mean, let's not act like he was breaking the law just by having that. And then we got to look at the fact that why did he have it? You know what I'm saying? Because of situations like that. He might have some backstories, Carmelo, somebody he know getting jumped, or just something to have that watch his back. You never know how this go. When you about to, I'm gonna say this for people that don't know. When you about to get jumped, and you outnumbered and you outweighed, like my man over here described, you gotta think, man. You gotta think fast. You gotta try to get a win out of that. That's what goes on. That's what we think about in our background. I'm trying to. It's about survival at that point. The other dude that was sitting down with him, the one that invited him over there, I heard somebody say he could have squashed it. He could have said, "Hey, man, Carmelo with me, man, back off." I don't think that was said though, because it wouldn't have went the way it went. But he could have said that Austin and them like, "Nah, he good, man. I invited him under here. We good." That wasn't done. He could have stood up and fought with him. That wasn't done. But what was established is that was the reason why he was up under that tent. That what was established. And going back to these people's background, they got a lot of emotional baggage that they was carrying, man. Austin had a lot of past experiences with him bullying kids, getting away with it. You could tell that wasn't his first time doing that to somebody. And I told you on the last stream, what happened to the bully eventually? Somebody get his ass. It happens in movies. It always happens. Everybody not playing. Everybody not going to bow down to you and all of that. He's small. This is an easy win. I know that's how they was thinking. Like he's much smaller than us. I can take him, but they was probably looking at him like that, underestimating him. And then he looked at them like, if I got all these boys jumping on me, I can lose my life just by the jump. Like, think about it. If all of them was really welling on him, he, at one time, whether people want to believe it or not, that is enough to go ahead and kill him. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, all of them jumping on him, hitting him, is equivalent to that stab wound. You got it.
Man. What do y'all say to somebody who basically says, well, look, he pushed. Austin used his hand. So therefore, Karmelo should have used equal force in response. So the fact that he used a weapon in response to a person using his hands is proof that the crime fits the sentence. Now, I'm not saying that he was jumped. I don't even think he's saying that he was jumped. I think what the argument is, or at least what the perspective is that you are putting me in a situation where it's 4 or 5 of you and it's one of me. And I'll be damned if I'm going to act like I'm a psychic, and if something pop off, I'm just going to believe that nobody else is going to get involved in this. It's just going to be me and this person. I'm not that fucking stupid. I done been down that road before. It's not a joke. And people die from getting jumped. People die from getting hit the wrong way, getting slammed the wrong way. If you know, you know. If you like, we've all seen enough clips of it. I done seen people get fucking Batista bombed on Instagram. Like, niggas would be putting people through tables and all type of shit. And those are one-on-one scenarios. So if you're really sitting here telling me that there's allegedly 4 people here, I'm going at it with one person in particular, but the brother is here, then there's 2 other associates there. I'm trying to weigh my options. I'm trying to figure out, well, for me, can I just walk away from this without someone punch me in the back of my head? Am I surrounded? Do I have an out to get out of this? Like, what? It's no different than, like, say, been in a movie. You're kind of just scoping out, trying to figure out, what's the best scenario for me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not taking no risk with 4 people around me. Hell no. But I understand when someone says he used a weapon and he used his hand. But even with that being said, we talking about a 50, 60 pound difference in weight. And there's other people that's with him too. But see, that's why I say at the beginning of the live stream, I hate that there are so many different stories and testimonies, because of course people are going to side with the person who just lost their life. Let's say, like you say, he was still alive. They still would have sided with the person that they friends with. When you are associates or affiliated with a particular person, let's be honest here, man. Let's be completely honest with this shit.
Yeah, this is the facts.
If you grew up with a person, if you're connected to this person by blood, been married to him, maybe you're just friends of the person, whatever the situation is, are you telling me the majority, I'm not talking about the minority or the exception to the rule, I'm talking about the majority, you're telling me that the majority of people who are connected to people are likely to tell the unmitigated truth? They're going to side with what is right over what is wrong? I highly doubt it. And that's what all of this was for me. A bunch of people trying it go back to the Rick Child thing, and I'm bringing it up because it correlates in my own take. Because how is it that you have 4 or 5 witnesses that say we didn't see this man this kid pull a gun out? We didn't see what y'all saw, but only the son saw it. So you got 4 or 5 against 1, but y'all still say that this man was threatening his life. People will fucking lie. Even if they know you wrong, people will lie and cover for you. We see this shit all the time. That's why I don't really have much respect for a lot of humans, because y'all be hypocritical as shit. You want justice, you want things to go right, but when it's time for you to do that, if it comes to people you know, you're gonna cover for them every time. There you go.
Yeah, man. Going back to that jump when they approached him, it did get physical. From what they say, it got physical. He didn't just pull it out and stab him, bro. It didn't go that way. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Touch me, and you'll find out what's gonna happen." You see what I'm saying? So you got to do something to him. Now, if it's 4 people and all of that, and they right there, come on. What he supposed to do? We just described that, you know, if you getting jumped, man, you out of it, man. You at somebody's mercy. You can lose your life. You gotta think fast in those situations if you want to make it. You see what I'm saying? Now, hell, he could have had a gun. Shot all 4 of them. Then what? With that, let's say he had a gun. And he told them to back the hell up and leave me the hell alone. They approached him now. Let's just say they approached him the way they did, and Karmelo stood up and told them, you know, y'all back the hell up for, before I gotta do what I gotta do. See what I'm saying? You still got them numbers, you still got the advantage. Karmelo ain't had no help. You see what I'm saying? So even if he would have erased them people like that, people got to look at that like he had to do what he had to do. That that wouldn't been self-defense. All these boys outweighed him by 50 pounds or better. So we gotta put some emphasis on what that man was going up against before it went down the way it happened. And yeah, he lost his life, but that wasn't the intention. And people can't see past that shit. They can't see past, but he died though. Okay, he died. But Melo got a life too to protect. You see what I'm saying? You gotta look at who Austin Metcalf was the aggressor, bro. He was the ringleader. That's the one he stabbed. He the one led this to come get him. He led it. So we gonna put it on the table here. Melo responded. The outcome happened the way the outcome happened. If you go back to his background, because the last one we did, we was talking about backgrounds. Karmelo ain't never stabbed nobody or shoot nobody, did he? See what I'm saying? Once again, we in an all-white jury. Don't nobody give a fuck about them grades and the house you was at and all that. All that's over with. Once he lost his life, that stuff was set in stone what they was gonna do to him. They just had to wait it out. The way I look at it, they was gonna fry that kid, and that's what they gonna do. That's what they did. They don't ever want to see it the other side. Now, I'm gonna let you take it back over, but if you flip this around and flip it, I ain't even gonna say 4, because it was 4 of them. I ain't even gonna say 4. Let's just flip it and say Karmelo had the advantage with the size and all that, and he had a twin brother. and they approached Austin. They walk up on him, told him to move, and all the stuff that same way. And Metcalf had a gun or a knife or whatever and killed one of them. Do he get off or not? And see, when you look at it that way, when you frame it that way, you know this is bullshit. That's how you know. This is some bullshit. The bottom line is, no matter what color you are, you don't get to earn the right to put your hands on somebody and they can't do nothing back to you. You got to be ready for the outcome. You see what I'm saying? People got a right to defend themselves. He did not walk up to him. He got approached. That's how this stuff happened. Going back to what I said last time, minding your business can save you. It could have saved lives right here. Karmelo wouldn't have pulled no knife out then. You see what I'm saying? And both of them, from what they say, both of them had some type of issues too. If you look at how they was raised, because Karmelo, you know, that was tough to just pull that knife out and do that. Now, if it was a one-on-one and he came, all right, I got you. But they can't ignore how Karmelo was approached, because that does change the outcome of how somebody responds. You approach me with numbers, I'm responding different, because this ain't gonna end well. And we got to look at the case itself. They didn't want to show the whole thing. They didn't want to make Austin Metcalf look like he was trying to start something with him. And where the hell was Hunter at? If you look at what his brother said, he was trying to tell him to leave him the fuck alone. Let's go. They don't say that though. They don't talk about that no more. He even said it. I was trying to tell him that let's go. Then he turned back because he died in his brother's arms. That's what they keep saying over and over again to get some sympathy. He died in his brother's arms. But I told your ass to leave him alone. See what I'm saying? You don't when you do something to somebody, people, I'm gonna put this on the table. No matter what you do to a motherfucker, when you do something to somebody, you don't get to choose how somebody respond. Everybody's different. You know, when somebody respond, they might get your ass 2 weeks later. You never know, but you can't choose how that happened. That's why I say people mind their business, they be all right. You got it?
Some chef has said that I want to address. I don't know if there was substance abuse part of this equation. I do believe the system is basically telling us exactly how they feel. And it's completely clear. Fortunately, I'm seeing a lot of Black-owned businesses start to show face over the last couple hours, and it's a beautiful thing. What was it? Let me scroll back up. It was something else you had said. Let me go back up here. So you got learned behavior, which I absolutely agree, because if what I'm understanding is correct, and Charleston White basically just told us that Austin was beating the hell out of his pops. So that tells me he already has anger issues to the degree to where he can even disrespect his parents. Like if you can put your hands on your father and your mom and shit like that, I already know you don't know how to control yourself. I love stories like this, not because of the tragedy behind it, but because it's like you get to see in 4D the true nature of humans in their raw form. Because anything that is internalized that you really feel is always going to reveal itself externally. And if that's the case and his pops wasn't really shit and he cosplaying like he is, and that man done broke body parts on him, then yeah, that's definitely a red flag. That's the one I wanted. Let me put this one up here. You're telling me, and I said this earlier, shout out to Sarah. I said they use and manipulate the system to benefit them the way that they see fit. And most of us do it. But in this case, what you're telling me is you're going to stone me to death, but you're going to give them an easy way out of their fuckery. Rick Child should be behind bars. And the fact that it's clear as day he should be will never sit well with me. The evidence was overwhelming. But you know what the common denominator in both scenarios is? It doesn't matter what side of the fence you are with your skin complexion. They have a quota to meet. They have money to make. This is still a business. The prison system is still a business. They still got to make their money. There's still things that we aren't addressing. They're trying to control and dictate how you're supposed to protect yourself, but they're not protecting you. So it's all right. I'm telling me, it's cool if I get approached by a bunch of black people wanting to beat the shit out of me and possibly kill me. But it's different if it's a bunch of white people that want to approach and intimidate me. And I'm like, I don't understand y'all double standards. I see them clear as day. I think most of us see it clear as day. The fact of the matter is, Karmelo shouldn't be in jail. Austin shouldn't be where he is. But a part of me believes Austin is where he is because of the type of character and the type of heart he had, the type of spirit he had in him. Because
He is.
people like folks who are angry or they don't know how to control themselves always get their self in shit that they regret later on. And then you spend the rest of your life behind bars wishing you would have did things different, fighting over females, all that shit. I'm not saying it's right. I said it last stream. He should do time. Karmelo should do time. But the sentencing, you're not about to tell me that he deserves to get 40, 50 years and all that excessive shit. I will never believe that his intentions was to put that man in the ground because of some type of feud or some type of hatred that they had towards each other in the past. I'm not going to buy that. But only God knows, and only God can properly judge this. This whole case was not and was inadequately processed. Period. Period.
A lot of red
How?
flags.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of red flags, man. That's just sad about that 14-year-old though. I will say that. I seen the video there. Um, he came. I saw it when he came in the store, and then when he left, and they approached him at the register, and then he left, and then they came behind him, and they chased him down like a dog in the street. That right there gave me like 1950 vibes and take it back to the 40s and all of that. That was heinous, bro. And then we come up and they wonder why we say does Black Lives Matter? Because it don't. you s- you get two similar. It happened before, but you get two. You always get two examples of the law, and both times in the scenario, black people get screwed. So damn, do we ever get it right? I guess not. We never get it right. Somebody like you say, you saw a lot of videos and been 1,000 videos on this particular case here we talking about, but I seen one, and of course, you had a little anger in there because everybody knew it was coming with this case, with the all white jury and all of that, so everybody knew what was coming. So that wasn't right either. The all white jury, come on. So that you got to look at all the seeds was getting planted for what happened, and don't deserve no 99 years, man. Come on. You gonna give him 99 though? Shit, for 99 years, he should have stabbed everybody that was standing in front of him. Everybody should have been laying for 99. Let me earn all them years then. You see what I'm saying? So the bottom line is, no matter what the outcome was, no matter what the real story is, because I really feel like it's a whole lie with that story because they don't want to tell the whole thing, and they planting different stories so it can fit one way over the other. That's how you know it's red flag city right there. If the truth don't fight back, right? While we got all these stories, that's a fight. Now, I think we talked about it before, but the most this thing is you can probably get him for manslaughter because the truth is he didn't really know Austin Metcalf was going to die. So let's put that on the table. He died, but he didn't know that. He didn't know he was going to die, bro. And he was looking at it as protecting himself. He was not out there trying to kill him on purpose. So that should be manslaughter, man, and he shouldn't get no more than, I mean, he 19. He got a life too. You know what I'm saying? He got a life too. And we just described with the murders and stuff, be shit be kind of personal. You sitting over top of them, like hitting them. It wasn't like that. So we got to look at that. And I'm gonna say that with manslaughter, that should be the case they was talking about, between 2 to 20 years. And I think it should be maybe about around 10 years. He need to get, because I mean they did approach him. You got to keep that in mind. That means something. It means something, you know. It's sad that he lost his life, but I think, like I said before, that's what's hard to digest because of the story with that 14-year-old. You see how that was an easy gobble gobble. That's what I was trying to tell you last time. That's an easy gobble gobble. Like, yeah, the owner ran out there and shot him. He lost his life, two shots in the back or something. You see what I'm saying? When had, like I said before, when had we not cared? And he get off. When have that not happened before? I know that's familiar to a lot of people. Is black kid get shot, black person get shot, whoever pulled the motherfucking trigger get off. Black lives don't matter. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at it from that scenario, it's harder with this situation here with Austin and Karmelo. It's harder to digest it because it went the other way. Now a black person took a white person's life. That's what made the whole thing racist, or racism came into place. It shouldn't have been, but racism came into play with that. And the community didn't want to accept the fact that they was wrong. You know, this outcome wasn't what I'm used to. I think that's what it was mostly all about. I'm used to it. They really wanted Austin to get the upper hand on Karmelo. He didn't. And because the outcome went the way it went, we're gonna do it this way now. Do they change the rules? Yeah, they break the hell out these rules. They move the goalposts when it comes to addressing crimes when it comes to with black people. Yes, we're gonna put it on the tape. That's what have happened. That's what's happened here, and you can't prolong the truth like that without sprinkling some lies in it. You know, if it was true, if everything came out with the truth, then you know people can go on about their life. Let's go on about your life. The bottom line is these two had a run in. You know, it was a tragedy. It happened what happened, but we shouldn't give nobody no 99 years. That's just hatred. They trying to make this out to be like a hate crime. How the hell is gonna be a hate crime and he got approached? He was minding his business. So I mean, come on. This is not a hate crime. He shouldn't get the somebody said he should get the electric chair. I think I said that. They want Carmelo to be a fry, bro. Like gone. So it's once again I'm gonna say it's the outcome. People wasn't really used to seeing this outcome, but they was damn sure used to that other outcome with the 14-year-old. That's what they're used to. They're used to Black lives not mattering. You got it.
I'm with Chef and you, of course. It's all part of the program and a part of the system. I'm still waiting on someone to prove to me that ignorance equates success, that anger equates success and benevolence. Someone show me in history where an eye for an eye ever positively panned out for anyone. The father is friends with the judge. The father is friends with the DA. The jury was all white. we pretty much unpacked everything that you could possibly unpack it. Like, I think the majority of us know really deep down inside what's happening here. Anybody who was saying that it was the other way, I know where you stand. But it's the ignorance that's going to keep us in this cycle. Because guess what? Rest in peace to Austin. But there's 1,000 Austins right now going to school or will be going to school in the future, doing the exact same thing and moving the exact same way that this one was. And there's 1,000 Karmelos out here moving the exact same way. What are you teaching your kids? Are they mentally stable? Are they emotionally stable? Do they know how to properly handle conflict? How were they raised? Were they raised off of your ideologies and beliefs? Or are they like the jury or the judge? It starts at home. And everything they learn at home, they take it out into the world. And you get cases like this, and we trying to figure out who was right, who was wrong. Everybody was wrong. Everybody. Should have been a one-on-one. That's not the case. The trial should have been fair. That wasn't the case. All the evidence should have been laid out on the table. That wasn't the case. In a perfect world, the justice system would have done everything fair. I damn near think it's impossible to have a system where you have a man or a woman that is sitting in that seat that can give sentences out equally and fairly without saying, well, you used to be married to my granddaughter in 1960. So you get a pass. Or that's my cousin-in-law, so you get a pass. That's not going to happen. Everybody knows somebody. And as long as we would prefer to honor our ties and connections to people versus honor the law and the right and the wrong, we always going to get screwed over. As long as humans are only loyal to themselves and what they can benefit from, we screwed. That makes it 10 times harder for Black people specifically. So that means, knowing that, you definitely got to know how to control yourself more. Like, it's at the point to where I don't give a shit if you're racist. I don't care if you want my life. I don't care if you want to put me behind the bars. I don't give a shit about none of that. You're not about to trick me out of my blessings. You're not about to trick me out of my calling or my purpose. You're not about to stop me from doing what God need me to do. And if that means I got to walk away and look weak, if that means I got to shut my mouth and avoid all of your ignorant ass behavior patterns and all that, so be it. But you're not about to put me in a situation like this where the system is already against me as it is. I'm not going to give you more ammunition to screw me over. You're already trying to do it. But me adding on to it with my own stuff, I'm not. We just don't get it. But I think people are starting to wake up. And that's all I can pray for. If you got anything you want to add on to this before we close out, I give you the floor. Shout outs to Chef. Shout outs to the other brother who pulled up in here. And everybody that's watching as well. Do me a solid too. If you're not following me on YouTube, pull up to YouTube, hit that button, man. Tap in with us. We'll be chopping it up all the time like this, man. The mic is yours, though, if you want to close us out.
Yeah, man. This been a dope topic. This been a dope topic, man. I was just gonna go back to what you touched on with both, because you said everybody lost in this situation, which I do agree with that. This was definitely a loss for both sides, and I just want to touch back on the upbringing that you was talking about. We got Carmelo Anthony, then we have uh Austin Metcalf. Okay, I feel like the upbringing impacted this case to this extent because we talking about two males, and I feel like when in Austin's case, they stated that he was beating up his dad and everything like that. You said he had a lot of anger issues and stuff like that. That's a serious red flag. I just feel like when it comes to both of them, Austin Metcalf, and then if you look over with Carmelo and how his situation was, it seems with this whole scenario, his mom kind of ran the whole show. I didn't hear a lot of issues or a lot of talking from dad, and I'm saying that because what you touched on, we as fathers, we gotta teach you gotta teach your sons, man, how to respond to drama and chaos and madness out here. We just literally broke down a system that's going against black young men. It's already set. That bar is set right there for your life. Your life expectancy is what they don't even expect people to live the way this shit set up. You gotta live damn near perfect to avoid being in there. They bend the rules every chance they get to get another one. And I got another one. So when I say that, we got to do a better job as parents, man, to teach our sons how to handle conflict and interactions and stuff like that. And I think Austin Metcalf dad didn't do that, and I think on Carmelo Anthony's side, his dad wasn't doing that. You can't, as a man and a young boy, you cannot lead with emotions. It's going to put you here. It's going to put your ass in the ground and in jail. And that's what's going on in this situation. You gotta show some logic. And on that note, we just gotta look out for, I mean, with this verdict right here that came out, we better open our eyes, man. We better open our damn eyes to the point where every little thing you do, you under the microscope. You being judged,
Bang,
precisely.
bang, bang, bang.
You are being judged precisely from every movement you do. And if you don't do the shit right, you're gonna find yourself on that sticky trap again. So the other video that I saw, and I meant to bring it up earlier, is when you hear verdicts like this, and then you see the one with the 14-year-old that's pissing people off at this moment right now. You can go back to Rodney King with the riot. You can go to George Floyd. You can go Trayvon Martin. I mean, it's endless names that we had to digest. Had to digest that situation and keep moving. So it builds a lot of anger and it builds a lot of frustration. But what we have to pay attention to when it comes to the system, people, is that Carmelo just got a verdict with an all white jury though. Look at that. Look how all of them was in there together. That should teach you everything you need to know about black lives don't matter, and why it's better to stick together than stab each other or do the crab in the bucket mentality. It was all white in there, and all of them had it in their mind they gonna fry that kid. The judge was on point, everything. So what we need to do, and what this brother said, what we need to do is kind of learn the law system and get in there and change those numbers. Now we might can't get a full black jury, but we can aim towards getting that. We need to change the laws and get in there, like you mentioned, to get a fair deal, because they bend the rules so much. We always get the short end of the stick, and it's going to continue to happen until we get into that system, crack into that law, like the judiciary system, and crack up in there and change some rules to help people out. Because if it don't change, it's going to continually to happen, and people going to continuously to lose their life, and this shit is not going to stop. And then you're going to see some more ignorant shit. It might be a retaliation with these verdicts. I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked if I see a retaliation. I'm not going to be shocked one bit. So we gotta do more than just use our frustration and anger to impact the situation. I'm gonna say that. So other than that, be wise and be careful what you do, because they watching. You know.
Well said, brother. Blessings to everybody here. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Tap in with me tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. for the King's Morning Table. We got have another conversation. Me and Nat, we're gonna chop it up. But y'all be safe on that road. Do me a solid before you go, if you don't mind.
What's the goddamn button?
Y'all be easy.
Keep that swagger going. Avoid them life sentences. Boom.
The flow insane, take my spot, so the range. Shoot my shot with perfect aim. 3rd degree, that perfect flame. Ain't no sleep, that's the game. Oh, so southern, that's the slang. When they see me, that's the main. Chasing checks and fly like planes. Big old stick, I bought a cane. Flick my wrist and bought the ring. I'm so boss,